Alright, what's up everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am of course Hot Dogs and we are here to finally do the final installment of my Sims 4 American Horror Story series, with today's episode being 1984. So, I have been gone for a little bit. I am sorry about that. This series has taken a few turns from being something that I posted every single day in 1 week leading up to Halloween to being something I posted for 3 videos a week all of November due to copyright. And then the last episode, I took a hiatus, okay? As you know, the last 2 episodes, season 8 and 7, I did just on my microphone. It was a little bit of ASMR because I got a new cat. Filming wasn't really working out. She had made this hot dog suit her home, and it just wasn't really doing it. But then, me using my microphone wasn't really doing it for me. I didn't feel like I was doing my best. I didn't feel like my videos were my best. So Thanksgiving was coming up. I decided just to wait, just to hold off. I postponed, procrastinated. But we are here in full HD, full color, full wiener, full dog. And we are here actually in Del Sol Valley in The Sims 4 because, as I said earlier, we are recreating American Horror Story 1984, and they all kind of live in LA, this main group of, I almost want to call them campers, but they're not, they're camp counselors. And of course I brought them all to the gym, this core group of 4. So the group that I have of 8 are 4 camp counselors with 4, adults, I guess you could say. So we're going to check them out. I sent them to the gym to do some aerobics, some dancing, and they're going to get their sweat on.
Wow! Zarproga Melpunka!
Alright, so first up we have our 2 boys. We have Ray and Chet. I just kind of went over Ray and now we're focusing here on Chet. I gotta say that these Sims were my favorite to make this series. I thought the fashion was really fun. I kind of just be creative, and with the look of it all, it was really easy to kind of differentiate each character and really make each one stand out. So I thought I did a pretty good job there, if I don't say so myself. Now, again, like all my other series, does this look exactly like the actor? No, I'm not really modeling it after the actor. I'm more so modeling it after the character. So if you want to guess Kinsworthy, is that his last name? I don't know. If you want him as a Sim, look that up on the gallery. Instead, I kind of got this all-American boy for Chet, you know, the really nice coiffed hair and the abs, and I kind of just went more for that all-American boy sort of look when it came to him. Alright, so they all meet up after changing. I am going to go over the girls' fashions here in a second, but first they have to get their workout on, okay? This is where they all meet on the show, so I thought this was the best place for me to start this sort of episode out. They go upstairs, they start dancing, they start grooving. Am I the only one that's annoyed with, the mirrors? Why is that never on the updates? They never talk about it, no one ever talks about that bug, but, windows and doors and mirrors, they just look so strange. I kept having to cut away from the mirrors that way you didn't see weird outlines of windows and stuff like that. It just always really bugs me, especially when making these videos. The Sims 4 is just one big glitch, so who's really surprised, I guess? So, I actually really like this season. I'll get into my rankings and everything at the end, obviously, but it was really unique, and that's kind of what I look forward, or what I look, I don't even know what that was going to look forward to. That's not actually the case. It's what I enjoy most about seasons, is when they're unique, and when they stand out, and when they make sense in a cohesive story, and it's kind of check for almost this whole season. I loved how sexy the first episode was. It did kind of get a little tamer, sadly, but it's alright, I can get past it. There's only a few things I don't like about the season, one being the amount of episodes. I thought it was kind of lame how many there were, there wasn't a lot. And then 2, there wasn't enough dancing. Okay, you gave me some sexy dancing in the first episode, and then there wasn't any more. You planned these concerts that never happened. I don't know, I wanted to see a dance party. I wanted to see just a lot more. I don't know, just a lot more people in spandex, so I did kind of get that, but I don't know, I was into this vibe.
Bambusa. Kongaloi epitoi. Isiya. Ushib.
But here, after they finish working out, they've gone back to the locker rooms and they're now showering off and get ready to leave. And this is kind of where Montana tells Emma Roberts' character that there's a position opening at this camp that they're all going to, and they're all going to go down there and ask her if she wants to join. And I just try to recreate that scene in the locker room where Montana's kind of flirting with her, and I thought it was pretty easy to do so. So that's all I'm kind of doing here. I'm kind of like setting up the vibe, and we're going to actually go to the real lot, because this gym that we're at right now is just the gym that's in Del Sol Valley. I didn't build this one. But we are going to go to the lot I built, which is, of course, Camp Redwood, and it is in Granite Falls. So once we go through all of the outfits for Montana and for Emma Roberts' characters, who I love doing their outfits, probably the most out of everyone. The two boys were fun to do because you could put them in short shorts and stuff like that. But the girls, of course, are super fun. I tried to put Emma Roberts' character in a bunch of pinks and pastels and girly colored outfits, while Montana wore mainly like neons and zebra prints and stuff like that. Again, I said this in a previous video, but I'm like, Emma Roberts can only play a mean bitch because she's just a mean bitch in real life. She just plays herself, I think. So it was sort of refreshing to see her play this character. I wasn't annoyed by her. She wasn't just a fucking bitch. She kind of was just a nice girl, and it was kind of interesting to see Emma Roberts play that, because we all know that that was the real acting, was her playing nice. Her and Leah Michelle. I don't know how Ryan Murphy does it. I want to know behind the scenes of Scream Queens and them working together, because I know they're wild. When it comes to the character of Montana, it was fine. I don't think Billie Lourd is a good actress, like, at all. She's fine. She played okay. There are, like, good one-liners that she had occasionally. The romance story was whatever. Like, the whole time I was just wanting Mr. Shu to, like, show his schlong. Since that was, like, his whole character, was that he had a big D, pretty much, and then he was blackmailed into loving that other lady. I didn't recreate him. He's not part of my character list because he was pretty lame. So yeah, like, their love story was pretty stupid. I didn't really care about that. Yeah, I just don't really like Billie Lourd, I think. I mean, I like her as a person, but as an actress, I get why she's in this field, but I think she should choose another. I'm not going to be watching the American Horror Stories. I do not think. That just sounds like too stupid to me. I feel like Ryan Murphy can hardly put a season together and get a plot across in multiple episodes. Well, he is always good at, like, starting something and not finishing it. So maybe one episode at a time is, like, good for him. I don't know. I'm not watching that hot mess. Definitely not. Especially the episode that revolves around her. Alright, but now we are finally off to Camp Redwood, which I have placed in Granite Falls. Now, this one is probably one of my least accurate ones, apart from the Freak Show. I feel like Freak Show and this season's are probably the same amount of accuracy when it comes to the set. I'm not that good at building A-frame houses, so I didn't really try to do A-frame cabins. The layout of the place isn't that distinct, so you'll see I kind of just made a set of 5 buildings, and all of the kids have now arrived, and we're going to meet the other 4 Sims that I have here. When it comes to Margaret Booth, who I think I started too early, whatever. When it comes to Margaret Booth, I'm not going to cut that out. She's fine. She's whatever. I don't think I really like Leslie Grossman. I'm just gonna, every character that comes up, I'm gonna be like, I don't like that actor. Leslie Grossman just has a face that's weird to look at. It's hard to read her emotions, which is kind of an issue when it comes to acting. All of the characters Ryan Murphy gives her are shit. Apart from this one, it's okay. But there's still so many, like, stupid parts about it. Like, the ears. Her missing her ears is dumb. Like, there's so much about the character that was just odd. I did enjoy making the sim and like giving her like fun, campy attire, as like none of the other characters really wore camp stuff. So that was fun. Meh.
See Lloyd?
See, Vapinonel, Agasaur,
I'm pretty excited for this series to be over, and I'm not just constantly like hating on shit and like being like meh, bleh. Because that's pretty much my overall feeling to American Horror Story nowadays, and I'm excited to be moving on. Anyway, we got Margaret Booth over here. She's finally introducing the kids to the camp, showing them around, introducing herself. But we have a few other special guests on the premises.
Shiva Navy!
So, of course, I had to bring in the two serial killers from this season, which are, of course, Richard Ramirez and Mr. Jingles. We're going to start off with Richard Ramirez and his creative sim. I mainly stuck him in a lot of leathers, a lot of blacks, a lot of rock sort of outfits. I am not someone who is offended by them recreating serial killers, bringing them into the show, having them be love interests, maybe even be sympathized. I don't really care about any of that. That's sort of glorification of a character. Doesn't offend me. Same with like other topics, like I just don't really mind that. So that wasn't really my issue. My only issue was like the death part. They kind of changed and like it interfered with him being in a hotel. The whole hotel Richard Ramirez thing was confusing. I don't know. Of course, he is talking to the bear with Mr. Jingles, and I didn't want this bear hanging around, so Richard dealt with that pretty abruptly. The Grim Reaper has arrived to collect the poor bear's body, and the other campers are none the wiser. They don't know what's going on. They surprisingly didn't really react to the death, and instead all of them end up heading to the cafeteria, which brings us to Mr. Jingles. Okay, so Mr. Jingles was a janitor of the camp. You don't really need a janitor, really, for The Sims. I mean, it'd be nice, but you can't really specify someone to do that. So instead I had him be a cook, I guess. I just kind of locked him in there with the kitchen and gave him a get-to-work stove. And of course, he immediately lights it on fire. Starts burning down my camp instantly. Again, I think it has to do with the lot traits, so just be aware when you do download these lots. I do put lot traits on them because I love lot traits. And I like giving bad lots, bad traits, but then this kind of stuff happens. So, of course, he gets lit on fire. I think my Mr. Jingles looks kind of funny. Like, it was the closest I could really do personally to getting to him. But he does kind of look like the Homer Simpson version of Mr. Jingles. Jingles is okay. I enjoyed this character way more than Twisty the Clown. I kind of, in a weird way, thought this was Twisty's redemption, because, like, they just ended his story and after, 3 episodes and it was over and there was no journey that you go on with him, and instead they give him this character. His journey lasts all season long. It's constantly changing and evolving. You see it really grow, his backstory, you see everything, and I felt like that was kind of a redemption for Twisty in a weird way. I did like Jingles more than Richard Ramirez. I thought he was better written, but I'm getting sweaty in this thing. So because of the fire, everyone ends up trying to escape, running from it. They always react like an hour after the fire has been put out for whatever reason. So they all run to the back of the camp to kind of get away from it. And while they're all back there, it looks as though Jingle has been able to kind of manage to pull Ray by himself. He's kind of separated from the group. So he sneaks up behind him and gets him.
Alright. Fin drop.
However, that murder does not go unnoticed, as everyone's kind of still around. The moodlet has been placed. Everyone is freaking out now to the fire, and because of that, the girls kind of instantly take off and run to the girls' cabin, and this is kind of my opportunity to show you another one of the buildings. So as you saw, we have a cafeteria, with a kitchen, and then we have a girls' cabin, a boys' cabin, a bathroom building, and then we also have like the office and the nurses' station. So here's the girls' cabin. I think at the time I had just figured out Big Brother, oops, sorry, I had something on my mind, move objects on. And stuff like that, so I was just placing like everything all over the walls. I wanted it to look as though like girls had spent years of summer after summer here, you know, people sticking stickers on the walls and pictures and memorabilia and all that kind of stuff. I wanted to feel like it was lived in by kids. It just kind of looks cluttered and bohemian now, but whatever.
Cababine, Boymel Chomp, Go. Peppa Moy Zerxa, Sabu, Philpin. Nah, Gora.
So just have the girls in there talking, chit-chatting. They're kind of like releasing all the tension. They're not really so angry anymore. They're not so scared, anything like that. They're all kind of calmed down. And of course, as soon as they calm down, I decide to introduce Richard Ramirez onto the scene as he appears slowly at the screen door. He comes in, immediately aggressive, also immediately flirting with Montana and all that, and anyone he comes in contact with, he's kind of a big flirt. So he's flirting with Montana, he's going with her, he's kind of starting arguments, and of course we know when Richard Ramirez is around that blood is going to be spilled soon.
Pardue, Rashu, Zarde Abalo, oh, Zalong, Wabarani Zimze, Bayumi, Jaspa Exine, oh, Jessene Clonkis, Skuma, Bine, Boymel Chomp,
Emka Floof? Rena!
And here we actually see our first real sighting of Donna Chambers. She just came into the girls' cabin to kind of nap and hide away from all the drama. Too bad she kind of walked into a lot of it unknowingly. So yeah, she instantly just tries to lay on the bed, sleeps on the couch. She is not there to talk to anyone. She's not there to to really do anything but sleep, which I kind of respect.
Evo Laba, Barini, Damse Bruhana, Brabna, Mom, Larkin, Linz, Yabemi Zayag.
But like I said, Donna really didn't do a good job at escaping the drama. I mean, if she just came here to find a nap, that's fine. But drama, killing all of that, nope, because it immediately starts. Richard gets tired of hearing Emma Roberts run her mouth, and he decides to beat her up. And I love that, of course, immediately after, Montana is turned on by the violence. Of course, Richard is as well. They both just sit back down, act like nothing's going on behind them. Meanwhile, she's like moaning in pain and agony. And they're just flirting, canoodling on the couch, snuggling, getting all kissy and flirty. And it just really just sets the mood for them. But Donna ends up waking up, hearing from all the commotion going on, and she immediately takes... What is Emma Roberts' character name in this? I just keep calling her Emma Roberts. She takes her, and they go to the nurses' station, and they leave the two of them, Montana and Richard, alone in the girls' cabin to continue on with their flirting. It leaves the couch, you know, he's doing sexy poses and trying to seduce her, and they end up even having their first kiss, and it gets a little heated, and they actually do start woohooing as well. I don't know if I fully show it here, but they did it a few times. While I was focused on everyone else, the two of them were just in the girls' cabin getting it on.
Gasha Burbawingle.
Vadish. Oh.
Alright, but here we have the nurse's station. Again, it's connected to Margaret's office. And it's pretty basic. It just has a bed, some IVs, a skeleton. You know, the usual. And I thought that would be a good time to go through Donna Chambers' Greatest M. I put her in a lot of yellow, so that she looked really good in it. Of course, she does have a kind of camping nurse sort of outfit going on, but a lot of the other outfits I just kind of stuck with 80s. As for most of the season, you kind of see her outside of the camp, I feel like. That's where you see her the most, not as the nurse, because she's not really a real, I mean, she is a real nurse, but there's plot twists throughout with her character, and I actually really liked her character. I thought it was really well written. There was a lot of interesting elements to it. And you can't say that always about Ryan Murphy characters, so kudos to him on this one. I have not seen her in Pose. I haven't watched that show, so I don't know what her character is like on there, but... Alright, so as... I never looked up her name. As Emma Roberts' character moans on the bed in agony, I'm going to now cut to see what Chet is up to. As he goes to shower off in the bathroom. Now, I did do all the showers outside. They're just public showers, as they are in the TV show. And, of course, I did kind of recreate the sexy shower scene with all the boys. I did have the streamer sensor off on accident. I always forget to reinstall that when I update my mods. So I have some really suggestive, sexy shots where I tried to cut out his bits. And of course, he is not alone here in the bathroom, as Mr. Jingles has found his way to him.
Moyanaya? Dunda, Wallakoid, Gorsha Tabar. Sawada Habibi.
So after he has killed Chet in the showers, he goes off into the bathroom. Now the boys and girls bathroom are right nearby. They're just like a group of like 4 stalls, I think, in each one, and then 2 sinks, something like that, maybe 4 sinks. He goes in there, he's trying to wash the blood off him, brush his teeth, you know, all that kind of stuff, kind of get rid of the evidence. He doesn't do too much of a good job, but whatever. When he does end up leaving the bathroom, he does awkwardly run into our nurse, Donna Chambers. And she's one that will fight a serial killer. She's not just going to get killed, she will fight back. So she immediately starts arguing with him. It's pretty obvious what he's done. I mean, he's covered in blood. There's a Grim Reaper over there, a dead body a few feet away. It's pretty clear. She starts yelling at him, starts kind of causing an argument, causing a little bit of a scene. And what does Mr. Jingles do? Punch her right in the face, and she just goes running. She dips, she leaves the area. She said, I wasn't expecting that for some reason, and she dips. Meanwhile, while Donna is screaming for her life, freaking out that she has found a serial killer on the campsite, Grim has decided to take a little break. He's like, I've collected a few bodies now. I'm just going to go chill, listen to some music, good vibes only. He goes up on the stage. There is, in the far, far corner of the camp, there is a outdoor stage with like a band caravan and a whole bunch of different musical instruments. That way Margaret Booth can put on her concert if she doesn't kill all the acts. So Grimm's up there kind of rocking out, hanging out, listening to some music. Meanwhile, Richard and Montana are still woohooing. This time they end up leaving the girls' cabin and just woohooing in the bushes right outside. They're just kind of having a checklist of places they're woohooing and just going down the list. That's all they've really been doing.
Muna Darbsy. Watso.
Row. Him fuck. Oh. Dorna.
So at this point, all the crazy people are kind of joining forces. We have Montana, Richard, and Mr. Jingles along with the Grim Reaper. They're kind of rocking out on the stage, performing some heavy metal numbers. Actually, I don't even know if heavy metal was big in the 80s. that wasn't really the music they played on the show, but whatever. So they're kind of rocking out. Eliza Pancake shows up. She's in the area. She wants to listen to some tunes. But it's not just going to be a happy concert for them. As we know, Margaret Booth kills all of the performers of her concert, and they're not going to escape this just because they're serial killers. They might put up a bigger fight, but stuff's about to go down. So as we can see, Margaret Booth has gotten her first target. She has gone and shot Mr. Jingles. They've had a history, if you've seen the show. She's been after him the whole time. And so once she got this opportunity, that was the first person she was going to take out. And since there is no doors to lock, I cannot stop the cops from coming. So someone in the area has called the cops, and they're on their way. But that does not stop Richard Ramirez as he pulls out a machete, does a cool swooping move, and kills Margaret Booth. Revenge for killing Mr. Jingles. Alright, so the numbers are dwindling down more and more to the point now where we only have 4 remaining. Montana and Richard, one set of killer psycho couple. And then Donna and Emma Roberts' character, who I'm just never going to look up. I don't care at this point. And it's time for them to battle against each other pretty much to the death. And first up, it seems as though it's going to be Emma Roberts' character versus Montana.
Woby... Meb...
It starts off pretty mellow, pretty tame, and they're kind of just talking about the piano. I mean, again, they were kind of friends before this, so, I mean, Montana's even comforting her a little bit, you know, rubbing her arm. Again, Emma Roberts' character is still in pain from getting kicked in the cooter, so she's still having a lot of pain going on in her body. So even during the talk, she's like in crippling pain, falling down, you know, complaining about it. But it's a long process before either of them really decide to make a move on the other. But eventually the gloves do come off and the fist starts swinging. Gosh, I mumble and I have the worst lisp, so sometimes these episodes are rough. Not as rough as this fight. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting this beat down, but it is pretty difficult. It is pretty hard to get through these things. Whew. But even though Montana might have won this fight, Donna is not going to let her win like that. She's going to take her down no matter if she plays dirty. And that's why she decides to whip out a knife and to stab Montana to death. And just like that, we are now down to 3. But of course, Richard Ramirez is a whole different kind of killer to kill because he's a ghost, pretty much. So he has a bunch of special powers. He's with the devil. He can come back to life. So even though we do see Donna and Emma Roberts' character run past Richard, and they kind of are, well, Emma's character can't really run because she's in a lot of cooter pain, but Donna ends up running pretty fast, and Richard's kind of sitting there smiling, covered in blood, looking at Montana's dead body. It's a bit odd. And then I follow to see where exactly where exactly Donna and them are going to run off to. And they run pretty high up into the mountains just to run smack into Richard, who has used his demonic powers, his evil ways, to slither his way up there and beat them to the top of this summit. And it might be a 2-against-1 fight, but again, Emma is hurt and wounded, and Richard has the devil on his side. So it's a pretty fair match, and Donna is ready for round 1. Alright, even though Donna has whooped Richard's ass pretty much, it doesn't stop him from grabbing her, getting his hand, shoving it into her chest, and pulling out her heart.
Nah. Oh.
Oh, Koyam. Sibide. Ugh. 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 Ugh.
Alright, we are now down to our final girl as she makes her way to the final battle against Richard. Now, I actually really liked the final girl sort of premise. I liked including those kind of horror movie tropes into the series. I thought that was a bit more fun. I'd like them to keep doing that. Maybe with like a 90s theme slasher sort of thing. I think that'd be kind of interesting. But I gotta say, this final battle isn't much of one, okay? She gets up there, she complains, she cries. She kind of does all of her reactions, and then she grabs her axe and ends it pretty quickly by swinging it into Richard's head. Alright, and just like that, we are done with my American Horror Story series. I hope you guys liked this installment. Let me know what you guys thought of 1984. Again, I really liked the season. I liked how different it was. It really had a different take on a lot of the same subjects they tend to use over and over again, like ghosts and stuff like that. So, of course, it did have its flaws. It wasn't a perfect season. I think when it comes to ranking, it would go Murder House, Asylum, I don't remember how I ranked all the other ones. Probably 1984, and then Roanoke, Apocalypse, Coven, Freak Show, Hotel. Oh wait, no. Cult would be before Freak Show, then Hotel. Hotel would be last. I don't know. I should have thought more about the ranking, but I honestly don't care enough about it. However, if you guys want to download these Sims or this lot, you can download it all in the Sims Gallery at Singleton RW. If you want to know more about what I think of each season and stuff like that, you can always also comment down below, ask me anything. I respond to every single comment. Even hate comments, which I haven't really gotten so far, but if you want to give me a hate comment, go ahead too. Also give me a like and subscribe. I will be back next month for the Love Island Winter Reunion Special, and I gotta say, it's a bit of a doozy, okay? I'm going to be bringing you 3 episodes, one on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Each day is going to cover a different holiday, so on Monday, our cast is going to reunite and do Thanksgiving, and then on Wednesday, they're going to do Christmas, and then on Friday, they're going to do New Year's. And I gotta say, each episode is almost an hour long. So be prepared. I'm bringing a lot of house guests together. They're going to be going to the Snowy Escape Pack. They're going to be having their own little holiday out there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled, turn on the notification bell and stuff like that so you get alerted when that comes out next month. And other than that, I don't have too much to say. I do have one thing to say, actually, that's a lie. Big Brother the game. I mentioned Big Brother earlier. It's on my mind. Big Brother the game, the mobile game. If you are on my channel due to that game, I want to apologize in advance. I feel like I didn't go into it thinking at how personal people would take this game, how much drama would come from this game. I have a Twitter that I barely use to promote my videos. I'm using it for the Big Brother game. And I'm just making so many enemies accidentally. If that brings you onto my channel, I'm sorry. You can thumbs down the video if you want. My biggest suggestion to anyone who hasn't heard of the game or is thinking of joining it, don't. And then if you do join it, probably don't use Twitter because it is a mess. It is just drama. Crazy. I know I had mentioned it also in my other videos, so I did just want to bring that back up, say don't join the game, it's toxic. And then I'm sorry if you're on here because of it. Other than that, I'll see you guys later on in the month. I hope you guys have good holidays. I hope you guys have missed me. You won't miss me for too much longer, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.